Hello, this is Miss Oshie, and today I'll be reading $2 One Wallet, written and illustrated by the 3rd grade students of William McKinley Elementary School in Burbank, California. $2 One Wallet. This book is dedicated to our teacher, Mrs. Angie DeMello, our moms and dads, and Superman. George was an ordinary dollar bill who lived in the leather wallet of a school janitor named Mr. Juan Carlos. He didn't like being alone. He tried to talk to a photo ID, but the photo ID was too shy. "Who turned out the lights?" said George, as Mr. Juan Carlos opened the wallet. George felt something cold and hard touch his fluffy hair. It was a coin. "Please don't wake my baby. I've just got him to sleep," yelped a soft voice. "Sorry," said George, blushing. The Sacagawea coin was shiny gold and beautiful. George felt smelly and wrinkled compared to Sacagawea. I'm sorry I yelled at you. You look beat up and crumpled," said Sacagawea, "but you look familiar." "I was the first president," said George. "Yay! Clap, clap, clap! Woohoo!" "But I've been around the country a lot. It's kind of a funny story." "I love funny stories," said Sacagawea. "I was born in Washington, D.C., at the United States Bureau of Engraving and Printing. A huge machine printed me," replied George. "I was put in a bag on a bed of my brother's. The next thing I knew, I was at a bank." "A little girl got me out of the bank. She traded me for a chocolate sprinkle donut. The donut maker spent me on a dance game at the arcade," said George. "Then the arcade cashier took me to a dog bakery, where I got wet and slobbery. Being slid into the claw machine set at the toy store hurt, but I won a huge pink bunny. Next, I was used to buy some underwear at a dollar store. It was rather embarrassing." Sacagawea giggled. "I visited the zoo, where I saw a penny get squished flat." "I hope Mr. Lincoln is okay," said George. "After that, I was used to buy a raffle ticket at a school carnival. I was given as change when someone bought a hot dog. You see this?" George looked at the stain on his shoulder. "Mustard." "I survived the washing machine, although it made me dizzy." "So hanging in the sun felt like a vacation," said George. "Then Mr. Juan Carlos put me into his wallet," said George. "Wow, that's an amazing story," said Sacagawea. "It's very nice to meet you," she smiled at him. I'm famous because I helped explorers Lewis and Clark find their way to the Pacific Ocean, said Sacagawea. My story is shorter than yours. The Tooth Fairy traded me for a tooth. A nice little girl named Violet put me in her pocket, but there was a hole, and I fell out. I stayed on the cold playground until Mr. Juan Carlos picked me up, said Sacagawea, and here I am. I cannot tell a lie, said George. It's nice to finally meet a friend. Suddenly, the wallet opened, and George felt a tug. He was being taken out of the wallet. "No!" yelled George. "Good-bye, George," said Sacagawea. But she felt herself move too. Mr. Juan Carlos put them in Violet's hand. She smiled at Sacagawea and George, and they both wondered where their adventures would take them next. So this story was actually written and illustrated by third graders, and here are some of them. So the next time you read a book, or the next time you have an idea in your head, think about these kids and think about how you can make your own book too.